Deion Sanders and his Colorado Buffaloes fell to Oregon State by a score of 26-19. Okay. And by most accounts, it was the coaching staff this time that let them down. Okay. It was the coaching staff. Last game, most people were focused on the offensive line, and then, of course, what Deion Sanders said about the offensive line in the post game. In this game, many are baffled by how Colorado chose to close out the second quarter and how that gave Oregon State an opportunity to go down and get 7, and then they ended up losing by 7. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first. That is my brother, Tim G. Jacob, the honorable one. Okay, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on some. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, put all of your people on it. And we thank God for all of you who have subscribed, okay, because we have just recently surpassed 6,000 subscribers. So again, thank God for you. But T, what were your takeaways from this game, dog?
Running the ball travels. It works when you can run the ball. And it opens up a lot of different things. And that's football 101. To me, my take is just the running game. And of course, that's attributed to the offensive line play. But it's just one of those games where I felt like going into it, I feel like Colorado could cover. I think the line was like double digits, like 14, 15 points, something like that, 13 and a half, whatever.
Okay.
I feel like Colorado could play with Oregon State. But I felt like Oregon State was going to make them one-dimensional. And that's what it appeared to me to be. Passing yard-wise was pretty much the same, stat-wise. I mean, Colorado had like 20 more yards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hunter got his.
Mm-hmm.
But the run game for Oregon State, they ran the ball obviously well. And that was going to be the tipping point in this game. It just goes to show you that Colorado is just not there yet. There's a lot of high hopes, but the coaching didn't do them any favors on this. I'll let you speak more to that. I just didn't understand the change per se at that point. Now he gets into dynamics and those kind of things, but the penalties were still there.
Oh, and for those of y'all who don't know what my brother's talking about, I failed to mention that in the read-in. Okay. He did change OC, Deion Sanders, this week.
Yeah.
Took a lot of smoke for that as well, okay, leading up to the game for changing OCs, okay. He went to Pat Shermer, a former NFL coach, okay, who lacked success in the NFL, okay. So a lot of folks were like, what the fuck are we doing about that as well?
Yeah. And to me, I think Prime would have served himself better just going out with what he walked into the season with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't try to reconstruct things. I get it. You're trying to win ball games. I got all that, but it's just very strange to me that the tweaks from week to week, the product that you put out, you will fine tune that something. This is a winnable game now. In my opinion, this game was winnable. I mean, Oregon State is a good club. They're a good team, but they're beatable. I mean, they're beatable. But they do have a very good run game with Martinez and the transfer from Clemson, Uiagalelei. I can't say it right, but DJ Uiagalelei, he was the quarterback. He played.
Hey, you did pretty good. I didn't know how I was gonna say that.
But he didn't throw it the greatest, but he's a big dude, hard to bring down. He kept plays alive in that game. So, this was a winnable game for Colorado if they play at their potential. And Prime spoke about that, I think, in the presser, about those games that if they play to their potential, that could be in those games. UCLA was a winnable game. Oregon State was a winnable game, but the penalties don't help you, and not having a run game doesn't help.
Stanford, they should have won.
Stanford. I forgot about Stanford. I
My
forgot
bad.
about Stanford. I tried to forget about Stanford because that was just bad. I lost money on the Stanford game.
Oh no, man. No, man.
Okay, yeah, I'm in there and I'm feeling good about myself. Oh yeah, by 12, man, Colorado covered that.
Right.
Press the button. Money gone. That's how that went down. So yeah. I try to forget about that, by the way. But this week was okay for the kid. I bounced back. I bounced back this week. I bounced back. I won a little bit last week too.
Okay,
Bounced
okay.
back. Washington and Alabama did me right. Did me right. hmm But yeah, man, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. Is I think Prime, and of course he told one of the guys in the presser, I've got tinted windows and you can't see into my room, into my whatever, my house or whatever, you can't see into that. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes and all that. Got it. But what we can say is I think you should just stick to your guns. Stay with what you're doing, ride it out. And then when y'all want to figure this thing out, after the year's over, go hit the transfer portal, bring you some bigs in, bring you some hogs in, or some buffaloes. That could be the name of the old line. Some buffaloes, bring you some buffaloes in. Because obviously you ain't got none right now. And then, I'll be able to run the ball next year.
Okay. Now T, well, if they're gonna change OCs, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. I'm looking at this shit. I'm thinking, okay, he didn't change the OC. I'm thinking maybe he gonna try to run the ball more. Okay, he coming off a week where Shador got his ass whooped. Shador got his ass whooped. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna try to take some pressure off him. Maybe the OC don't want to run the ball and Prime want to see some more diversity and shit. Okay. Prime played this football in the fucking 90s. Before we're running the ball.
That's
okay.
Right.
I know he played for y'all, but folks sleep with y'all had these legendary quarterbacks. But y'all used to run that ball. Yep. Y'all used to run the ball. And definitely the dynastic Cowboys were a running team. So Prime come from that cloth. And then we come out here and Savion Wilkerson gets 4 carries for 4.3. 4.3 a clip. Okay. Anthony Hankerson gets 2 carries, 4 yards a clip. Okay. Now Dylan Edwards, he a little scat back though. You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna try to get him in space. He not gonna,
Okay.
But they ain't even really giving him boy the ball. T. They ain't even they don't even be trying to run the ball. Shador had 39 attempts.
Right.
39 goddamn attempts.
Right.
Okay. So what the fuck was the change about then, dog? Like
there was no change. He's fooling. He's playing with you. He's playing with your intelligence. He's playing with everybody's football acumen. He thinks because he's played at the highest level that people can't understand what it really is. This is what it really is. He needs Shador to throw that ball. He wants him to throw that ball. He trusts his kid more than he trusts anybody else on that field.
He basically told us that too, by the way.
Okay. So he don't trust Hankerson and Edwards and Wilkerson. That's a nice little bunch of guys. And look, I look at like NFL teams, and I know this is might not be the best comparison, but I think about NFL teams like Miami today. They played Kansas City. Mm-hmm. They made some adjustments. Moses started running the ball well. He started moving that rock. They started moving that rock. And Miami's offensive line ain't great, but they found a way to get Mostert in space in that zone read, and they was able to get some traction upfield. Figure it out. Whether it's putting your boys in space, doing some misdirection, doing some different things, get these boys in space. Mm-hmm. Now Wilkerson's more of a pounder. Edwards is a scat back. But if Edwards got those kind of wheels, you put that to use. Mm-hmm. You do something different. If you can't run between the tackles, you get them to the outside, get them a hole, let them turn it upfield. I mean, is your line not able to pull? Is your line not able to get out in space and get out on the secondary and make blocks? What is it?
And
But
so he only caught 4 balls. So total a kid who in them games that they won early this year was dynamic, especially what was that TCU that he showed out.
TCU.
Okay.
TCU.
So he had a total of 9 touches, man.
Yeah.
For 28 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the Edwards kid, he had 5 for 135 receiving in that TCU game. In the TCU game.
5 for 135.
5 for 135.
Yeah, because he took one of them bitches to the house. Yeah.
So if that's what the kid can do, use it. Use it.
I don't know, T. I don't know, dog.
They say get the ball to your playmakers. Get the ball in the hand of your playmakers. The kid is obviously a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong? What's wrong? We ain't got a little package for him, 15, 20 plays that we can go to say, all right, this play is going to feature him. He's the hot read. He's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in his hands, find your little lane, and get on down. Can't be that hard.
Now, in terms of that what happened at the end of that second quarter, I tweeted this out because I saw it live and I knew it live. I said they about to rip Prime for this. Prime finna get ripped for this lack of clock management at the end. And now we've seen some bullshit clock management in this year in college football. Who was the motherfucker that did the brain fart? Was that Miami?
They're my boys. They're Miami.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. My bad, dog. My bad.
Okay. No, because I need to slap Crystal Ball for that.
Yeah, a lot of folks were calling for Crystal Ball here, but not just taking a knee in that moment. That was crazy. Okay, but as we've said before on here, for all these fuck boys and broads out there that be trying to attack me and shit, some idiotic motherfucker called me. Called me a coon last night. Me, I'm the motherfucker out here fighting these white supremacists left, right? They gonna call me a coon, but they don't like for you to tell the truth about Prime, so that's what it is. But this is one of the things that I was worried about with Prime coaching there. Anytime he has a brain fart from an X's and O's clock management standpoint, anything like that, that should be like an indictment of us.
That's right.
Like we can't fucking think.
That's right.
See, Crystal Ball ain't finna get that kind of vitriol. Like, not that his whole race is stupid. They just gonna call him stupid. Okay. But for when Prime does it, they're gonna be like, oh, just a clown show, and they can't think and all that. And that plays a role in us not getting these NFL head coaching job. We're not getting these, what is it, like 13? How many cats? It ain't many. All the D1 jobs, it ain't many.
No, and taking somebody
say D1, all the FBS jobs, it ain't many black folks at the helm.
And taking a guy from HBCU to that.
This ain't HBCU. So he can work down there. No, bro. Most of the coaches at HBCU at the HBCU level would have known that was stupid. They were backed up. Now we've seen them go 98 yards to score. Somebody in one of them games. Colorado State, maybe.
It might have been this Colorado State.
They were Colorado State. Okay,
like Colorado State game, if I remember right.
They had no choice. They had to do that. Like they had to throw into. This was a situation where the score was 7-3. If you just get out of this half, they were finna get the ball back. So you go in 7-3, and what you saying the point spread was double digits?
It was double digit spread, if I remember.
Yeah. So you finna go into halftime down 4 to a team you picked that Vegas got you pegged to lose against by double digits, and then you finna get the ball back?
Yeah.
I'll take that shit.
Yeah, 13 and a half. They were giving 13 and a half.
You take that shit, especially when you have the lesser talent, by what you say, because you saying you need some more Louis to come in that thing. So you got to shorten the goddamn game, make the game shorter, so that lack of talent don't show up as much. Going in the half, we're going to come out, we're going to score after the half. We're going to come in, you tell your OC, I want your best shit for this drive, we gonna go down and make it 10-7.
Yep.
Instead, you sit up there and the play calls were trash, the execution trash. Y'all end up having to punt. They had a good punt return, okay, and they went and put that bitch in the end zone. And it seemed like the defensive execution was trash. He claimed they were in the right defensive call, but they chewed out one of the kids when he came off, and that's gonna happen. I've said this on here before. From coaching high school basketball, we were in the state semifinals or something like that at Jackson State University. They were holding it, and some dude told me and my partner, they said, "Man, y'all got them teenagers out there bouncing your check." I will never forget that. Okay, so Prime got these 18 to 22-year-olds out there carrying his check, trying to execute his check. That, so that's gonna happen. But that's why you, as the overseer of this shit, had to put them in the best position not to fuck up. And that 7 cost them mightily.
My thing is this, though. Even in spite of where Colorado is today, right now,
okay,
the discipline is the thing that I'm most alarmed by. Okay, because it came across to me that Prime was one that spoke about being disciplined, smart, fast, discipline. Was it the way
smart,
he called it?
Fast, tough, discipline with character. With character. Don't forget the
okay. All right. So we got all that we wanting from these young men, and I'm not seeing it. And even if you lose a game like this, like say they lost 26-19, but no penalties. You played a pretty clean game, just couldn't manufacture the points. Okay, I'm cool. That tells me they coming. That tells me that as long as they understand that the penalties don't need to be there, we don't kill ourselves, but we just don't manufacture the points per se, fine. But penalties has been the thing that's been the most alarming for me when I've watched them play. The mental errors, the unnecessary stuff. It's like, all right, Prime, that's on you. Like you got to own that 100% because that was your moniker. That was what you said. Your kids were going to come in, and they showed it to me early in the season. They played a clean game. They were playing well, even in spite of what they didn't have. They were finding ways to win. That's the thing that's alarming to me about the switch is, okay, say you beat SC, that game was 48-41. Say you beat you beat Arizona State. Say you beat Stanford.
Should have beat Stanford. That was an epic fail. Like that's what some people are baffled by. How the defensive coordinator and kept his job, but the OC get ran.
Is it Thurman? That's the DC. Who's the DC?
I think it's Kelly.
Kelly. Okay.
Dude named Kelly. I'll look at why you talking.
I can't remember. But those kind of things right there, though, your offense was putting up points outside of the Oregon game. Your offense was doing things well, and then if I remember right, the Arizona State game, he was disappointed in that game because they should have played a lot better. They got by, but they should have played a lot better. Well, sooner or later, you got to set the tone. Because after a game like that, you come back and you play Stanford and you do what you do to Stanford in a half, and then the wheels fall off the bus. Deion, you got to own that too. And I'm sure he does. I feel like he does. But this is amazing to me that the changes and the things he's making, it makes me almost think that Deion is like drawn for straws.
Well, he did the same thing at Jackson State. A lot of folks been pointing that out. He changed offensive coordinators middle of the season. Went to TC Taylor. TC went out there and put up, I think, 60 on Alabama A&M or something like that. But then that offseason took that from TC and gave it to Brett Bartolone. Okay. And then when he went out there, didn't make Brett Bartolone the OC. You know what I'm saying? And that stuck out to me because he kept saying about my coaches. I need to get my coaches paid. And then the other than him, the highest salary jobs went to the OC and the DC, and they weren't motherfuckers that left Jack State with them.
Yeah.
Bartolone and Coach Thurman. So
yeah,
I don't know. And they say the dude that got demoted was a former head coach at Kent State.
he was Kent State head coach.
So this motherfucker took a OC job.
I think Kent State was high powered at that time,
and then lost that shit.
They putting up points, if I remember right. Kent State was.
Well,
so
I don't know, man. But they folks, like I predicted, I was right. Motherfuckers been ripping them. And it's warranted. I get it. But some of the shit I've been seeing though, it's been that hint. It's been that little hint of racism in that bitch. And that's what I was been saying. Like, damn. It's kind of like when Obama was in office. It's like whenever something went on, it's like was an indictment of all black people and shit. That's how they be treating prime. They don't do the Freeman guy like that. They don't do the Penn State guy like that. You know what I'm saying? At least not nationally. Now locally, them cats probably catch that shit. They probably catch that locally. Now
Freeman's probably behind the Clemson loss.
Yeah, he probably is. True that. But they're not gonna. This ain't the Notre Dame about youth that national media cares about like that for some reason. Even though they got a big ass following, I guess they don't do the numbers that they used to do. But they got 4 games. They had 4 wins. I
gave them 5, right? I'm still on.
You gave them 5, and folks were pissed off with you about that. Okay. They got Arizona next, and Arizona been playing some good ball.
That ain't gonna be no sugar cookie right there, son. I'm telling you. That's gonna be a scrap.
All right. And Arizona is currently ranked 23.
6-3.
They got Washington State after that.
That's a winnable game, but it's a roadie.
Okay.
And they ain't beating Utah. You can just stop talking about that. They ain't beating Utah.
So the best bet to get to your predicted 5 is which of those 3?
It's gonna be that Washington State game. And that ain't gonna be no sugar either. They might make me look bad and get 4.
Ain't that crazy how your ass might be spot on? And motherfucker will hide what you are. Especially after they went 3-0. They had you almost changing your tune. I think you had them going bowling.
They almost had me going bowl.
And they will have to win 2 of these next 3. Okay, if they go bowling and they win 2 of these next 3, which 2 can they get then?
They're gonna have to get Arizona, Washington State, but they're gonna have to play their best ball against Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about, because I'm telling you, man, Arizona is that team that, like, you need to pack your hard hat and your lunch.
Now, I saw Arizona versus USC, and USC turning out to be fugazi, man.
But they out the top 25 now. They done ran him on up out of there.
That motherfucking Lincoln Riley. One thing he can't do, he can get you a Heisman. He can't get you no.
He can get you Prince. Lincoln Riley as prime OC. Oh, okay. Yeah, we getting down now.
He would love that, wouldn't he? He would love that.
Yeah, that's why the Lincoln Riley playing damage control, fired his DC today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his DC gone. I'm like, what you been waiting on?
Lincoln, you ain't had no damn defense since you had Oklahoma. What you doing?
What you waiting on? He should been gone. Lincoln Riley don't recruit defense.
You don't give a fuck about no defense.
You don't care about no defense.
So I don't know how to really look at Arizona. I see this number by their name. I see that they're 23.
They're gonna beat Colorado.
That's the game that I saw. Okay.
They're gonna beat Colorado. But if Colorado has to play like they played beginning of the year to have a shot.
They've been creating turnovers. Even last night,
that's right.
They created turnovers. Shiloh gonna get his head on the damn ball. Okay, he gonna cause a fumble or some kind of way.
Right now, today, Arizona could possibly be 8-1. They gave Washington all the smoke, and they just got outpointed against SC the next week. Arizona is like one of them teams that you look up. They could be. They should be like in the Pac-12 title game conversation. They've been playing just that well. I can't call the coach name out there, but kudos to him. To be honest with you, he should be getting coach of the year conversation. Because I need to go back and see where they were ranked, but I don't think I don't think they were predicted to go to be as talented or as play as well as they were playing. They're playing great ball.
Okay.
Great ball. Be honest with you, they should be 9-0. I think State got them, and State just happened to get by them. I think they came down here, played State. State got around them. Mississippi State did. These boys should be 9-0.
Now, I don't like this.
Okay.
I don't like this.
Okay.
But didn't you tell me that our Southern Miss Golden Eagles made a damn bowl last year with 5 wins?
They did.
If Colorado can get to 5,
they're gonna find a listen. They'll make a bowl. Before bowl season start, they'll make another. But like they be just like, look, who wants this bowl? Wait a minute.
You know what? I got the perfect bowl.
Who is it? What is it?
What's that? One of them Paul boys, Logan Paul, or them Paul boys.
Logan and
they got an energy drink called Prime. My daughter loves
That's it. That's it.
Or not the energy. She don't drink the energy drink. She drinks the product that they got comparable to Gatorade. Okay, but they do have an energy drink
like a sports drink.
Drink. Okay. They'll create them boys to get their own damn bowl because they got the money. Them motherfuckers got the money. Okay, they'll create a bowl, and there they go, and put Colorado in there.
The Blenders Sunglass Bowl.
Hush.
You run the blender. You run the glasses out the room. You run the glasses out the building. You sell it out. You have Prime in there too.
Right.
You tie it all together. Get money.
That's silly. Well, real ones, y'all chime in and let us know what y'all thought about Colorado's loss to Oregon State. And do you see them finding a path to bowl eligibility? All right, put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.